Recently, BitBoy Crypto made a video about Algorand. You guys might know how I feel about BitBoy Crypto, but how did you do in this video? Let's take a look at it on today's Frugal BC. What's up, guys? Frugal BC coming at you, and today we are looking at a video made by BitBoy Crypto about Algorand. So some of you guys remember the video I made a little while back about BitBoy suing a YouTuber for accusing him of a pump and dump scheme, which does largely seem to be true. He ended up dropping the lawsuit when it became public, claiming he didn't know it would be a public lawsuit, which is kind of funny because usually lawsuits tend to be in public. But anyway, this time we're looking at BitBoy's newest video on Algorand, and he may actually have some points here. Let's take a look.
Closer to mass adoption out of convenience. It's inching closer to mass adoption out of necessity. This space and this industry is going to innovate and rebuild the way the world conducts transactions across the oceans. This utility is going to cement crypto's claim as the future of finance, and the coins that are ISO 20022 compliant are the building blocks that will restructure the global financial system.
I'm sorry, did he say cement instead of cement? Okay, minor point, but yeah, I like the idea. I think this is one of the reasons I thought FIFA's project was so bearish or bullish, excuse me, not because the project itself has so much value, but just the idea that all this stuff is going to be operating on Algorand in the background. So people are going to be buying these NFTs, and maybe that will expand to people buying their tickets. They're all going to be verified on the blockchain. And if Algorand is at the bottom of that, that's very, very good. Let's take a look at some more of this.
Clear. The legacy form of the cross-border payment system is outdated, inefficient, and in need of a complete makeover. Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, aka SWIFT, is currently in charge of how many countries financially communicate. Luckily, SWIFT sees how crypto is a much more optimal way to carry out these transactions. They're the ones in control of the current global payment standard, and they are the very ones pushing for this necessary change. The future for the cross-border payment system, ISO 20022, is actually backed by SWIFT. And since the boards of the G7 and G20 countries are regulating crypto in seemingly unison terms, everyone is on board for the structural rebuild. Believe it or not, in the not too distant future, cross-border payments will all be verified on the blockchain. It's happening. It's just one of the utilities that is going to show the world what the technology is capable of. It should be noted that the implementation date for ISO 20022 was supposed to happen in November of 2023. But since the waters of regulation are still very cloudy, that implementation date is now being rescheduled to Q1 of 2025. That's just around the time we'll be on our way towards the top of the next bull run. Nevertheless, it's your duty as a trader to keep a keen eye on the coins that are ISO compliant, because these are the coins that will have true utility in the future of blockchain innovation.
Okay, this is one of the really important things. I think a lot of people think about the coins and they forget about the actual utility. Now, this cross-border transaction, the SWIFT regulators, like this is a pretty big deal. This is where I think Algorand can shine. You can see from that list, if you watch that list, I'm going to pull it up for you. If you look at that list, Algorand's one of the few on the list besides. So there's Ripple, which is a member of the ISO standards body, and Stellar Lumens is a member of the standards body, and then three more, which are XFin or Zinfin, probably Zinfin, IOTA, and Algorand are the three that are listed as compliant. There's a few more, Cardano, Hedera, and Quant, that are rumored to be compliant, but mostly it's Algorand. Of all the ones on there, I think Algorand has the highest of the ones that are listed as compliant. Now, I think member means they're compliant and they're also a member, so it'd be good if Algorand became a member. But yeah, look at it's one of the most recognizable ones on that list. That's a pretty big deal in my opinion. So when I talk about the future of crypto, we think about the coins and price and all that, but I don't think price is the most important thing. I actually think this is one of the things that's really important, because this is what will drive the future. This is what will drive blockchain innovation. And being on the ground floor of this, I think, is very, very important. So I think BitBoy actually points out a pretty important thing here. But let's continue.
So let's zoom out here. Algorand is ISO 20022 compliant, big win. Their goal is to deliver on the promise of a borderless global economy. They have an honest case on solving the blockchain trilemma, being fast, secure, and decentralized. They've never failed to complete a block. They've never done a hard fork, and their network has never gone down, not even once. Looking at you, Solana.
That is a very big deal. I've been checking on that when I hear about other systems having problems, and for some reason, Algorand has not had those same problems, and that's really good. That's really impressive. Also, like I said, one of the reasons I talk so much about Algorand on this channel is that it just continues. It just works. Like it's very, very fast. Now, it's possible that Ethereum could get faster as the merge fully materializes, but so far it's pretty, it didn't do anything for that, so it's pretty much stuck. It's fast, low fees, very low fees, and it's pretty decentralized. Now there's some debate about that. I think it's pretty decentralized overall.
They're lightning fast with over 1,000 transactions per second with a 4.5-second time of finality. They're a carbon negative layer 1 blockchain. There's no capital barrier to become a validator. They're a magnet to institutional investors. If you don't believe me, they're already on the list for Grayscale's non-ETH smart contract fund. Their networking team is bar none, sponsoring everything from racing drones, racing cards, and the World Cup for soccer in November and December this year, officially becoming the official blockchain of FIFA. Football, I mean. They're also sponsoring the 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup as well. Remember LimeWire? Now,
we'll just forget about that part about LimeWire. You guys know I reviewed that on the channel and did not like it. Was not impressed at all. But going back to the FIFA thing, yeah, I mean, this is big. This is big news. It was big news. It still is. It's still a big deal. It's something to be excited about for sure. And BitBoy is right to point that out. So far, I'd say he's made a pretty good Algorand video, and I think he's largely right here. You should really go watch it. I think he did a pretty good job laying it out. But let's just see what conclusions he comes to.
Now, in case you haven't caught on, Algorand is the real deal. Yes, Silvio is the mastermind. They have an elite team with a history in finance, which is imperative considering their ISO 2002 compliant. Remember, when regulation comes, Algorand is the teacher's pet. I cannot stress how important that fact is alone. Earlier in July, they hired John Woods as their new CTO. That name might only ring a bell to a few of you, but Mr. Woods formerly served as the director of Cardano architecture at IOG. Great add to the team. This might seem like an arbitrary name to some, but his practice hands, experience with Cardano are the point of contact for educating developers and adding to the user experience. He must have hit the ground running because just last week, the Algorand Foundation got a brand new layout on their website. The creator, the vision, the investors, the team, partnerships, and most of all, the utility. These are the types of things you want to look for before you invest in any altcoin. What I'm saying here is that Algorand is easily in top 3 of undervalued coins in all of crypto. If Algo was to go from its current price range back to its all-time high, that's over a 750% pump. That's just the beginning.
Yeah, I think he's spot on. I absolutely think it's an undervalued coin. I think it has so much potential. And the one thing he does talk about AlgoFi, and I skipped that chapter, but I think the point you kind of skipped over is there are so many DeFi projects now on Algorand, so many different things like Lofty, Comet. I'm a big fan of Comet. I just got back in it today. So many things to do on the chain. There's games. I mean, it's the ecosystem is really growing out. I think there's a lot to do on it. And that's one thing I think is maybe a little bit missing from his video, although maybe it was included in the AlgoFi section. But overall, yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought, because I reacted to Coin Bureau's video a little while back, and it was a little bit eye rolling some of the things he said. But here, I think I think BitBoy kind of nailed it. I think he's right about Algorand. He's right that it's performed better than a lot of other coins like Cardano and Solana. Solana's just actually went down completely for a while. Cardano just seems to be behind on a lot of things they plan to do. And I don't know. I tried Sunday Swap and it was terrible, just terrible. And then of course XRP is in the lawsuit. Stellar Lumens, I made fun of it before. I still have some Stellar Lumens, but you just don't really hear a lot about Stellar Lumens. But I've heard they've actually been doing some cool stuff. Might have to check it out at some point. But I think there you have it, guys. Pay attention to Algorand, and like I said, it's fun to play it. I mostly do, like I said, I don't consider myself an Algorand channel. I just focus on it a lot because the stuff actually works, and that's pretty important. It's just no nonsense. I don't run into the same issues that I did with other blockchains. I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you think of this video. What do you think about BitBoy Crypto's video? I thought actually like I said, I thought he pretty much hit the nail on the head, and I did not know that about the ISO 20022 project. So I thought that was, or, the 22 standards. So it's pretty cool that Algorand is set up for that. That makes me even more bullish on Algorand. I want to hear what you think, so leave it in the comments. I'm Frugal BC, as always. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there, guys. And I'll see you in the future.